We're going to continue this mini series on RAG with an n8n, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you what a reranker is. Now, the benefit of using a reranker is we can add it to our vector store, and we can take a look at more chunks initially, and then only send in relevant chunks to our large language model. And because of that, we can actually achieve much more accurate results within our RAG system. It's super easy to set up. In fact, you can set this up in less than 5 minutes, and then once it's initially set up, it'll only take seconds to add into your RAG systems here in the future. I'll be covering all of that as well as a little bit more of the theory why we want to use a reranker in this video. Really quick though, before we jump into n8n, if you guys need any help with data projects, any AI automations, n8n workflows, I am taking on freelance customers. You can find my contact information down below. All right, let's jump into what a reranker is. All right, guys, so let's jump into this video. This is what we're going to be talking about today over here, Reranker Cohere. I'll show you exactly how you set this up, everything along the lines, as well as a demo at the very end. But let's talk about why this is used first, right? So over here, when you are going to use an AI agent and it goes and searches through a vector store, right? You specify the limit of the chunks to call back, right? And retrieve. So over here, we have a limit of 4, right? We can change this. You can make this 10, you can make this 3, etc., right? And then it feeds the relevant chunks back into our AI agent, which is over here. Now, where this reranker is really nice, right, is we can actually grab more chunks, right? And essentially we get the only relevant ones and send it back into our AI agent, right? So we can actually increase the number over here from like 3 to 10 or 20, right? What do you want? And then those chunks then go to this reranker, and we can set a number over here. So like you can set a number of 3 relevant chunks. You can set a number of 5 relevant chunks. So it essentially, right, our vector store over here grabs 10. Our reranker looks at the 10. It says, hey, you know, these are the 3 best ones based off of this query that someone sent in over here. So then this AI agent only looks at the 3, right? We go from our whole vector database, right? We have, you know, let's say hundreds or thousands of chunks. We grab the 10 most relevant here, or 20 or 25, whatever we specify. Then it goes into this reranker. And again, you can set the number if you want it to be 3 or 5, whatever the case is. And then we take a look at those relevant chunks. Now, why we want to do this? Well, it gives you essentially more ways to get the correct answer. Instead of only taking a look at 3 relevant chunks here, maybe you're looking at 10 or 15, and over here then grabs 3. So you have that over there. The only bad sign is like it can be a bit slower on that side of things. So just as like a heads up over there. And you know, there's the question someone's going to ask, like, hey, what if we just send a bunch of chunks to an LLM? Like, does this really matter? What if we just sent, you know, 50 chunks to an LLM, 100 chunks, right? Well, first, your costs are going to increase, right? You typically only want to have the relevant chunks being sent in over here. Next thing is there's context windows. Now, context window has been expanding over and over again, but there's research papers out there that specify that even as the context window expands, right, it doesn't always mean that you're going to get the correct answer. And that kind of goes into this third point. Details can be lost if the context window is too large. So again, it's better off just like having a few amount of chunks going into your AI agent over here that are relevant towards the query that someone's going to be searching. So in this case, we have a chat message going into our AI agent, and we want to get the relevant chunks. So what I want to do really quick though is show you how I built this out. And then again, we're going to go through some test cases. So all I did start this off is a chat message received. So just search for your chat trigger, right? Nothing special there. Then what I have next is an AI agent. So just drag and drop in this AI agent, okay? Next, we have this Pinecone vector store. And you can just go over here for Pinecone vector store. This should be pretty familiar if you're already watching the playlist here on the channel, or if you're already pretty familiar with RAG. But just grab this Pinecone vector store, right? And then we have that over here. And just for your settings on this side of things, right, we're going to retrieve documents. Now, I haven't added in a description yet or the index because shortly after I show you how this is all built out, I'm actually going to upload a document and we're going to search through it. But that'll be here shortly. I'm just using an OpenAI chat model. I'm using GPT-5. I want to say mini. Yeah. So I'm using mini over here. I'm using large embeddings. Actually, I lied. I'm using small embeddings over here. So typically either when you use small or large is going to be a little bit more accurate than small, but it's going to cost a little bit more. So I have that over here. Small is fine for this demo. Although if you really want better results, I would recommend doing large. And here's what you guys are going to care about, right? This Reranker. So you'll see over here in the settings for the Pinecone vector store, right? First, you want to set your embeddings, right? And then what we want to have is this over here. It says re-rank results, right? So by default, it's off and you can see there's nothing over here. So you're going to click on that and then you're going to get this option. Now, n8n only has one Reranker right now, this Reranker here. So it says use Cohere Reranker to reorder documents after retrieval from a vector store by relevance to the given query. So that's what we're going to be using today. So go over here on that. Okay, so the setup side of it, you're going to have to set up an API credentials over here. So just click on that and you're going to see you're going to have an API key. So how can you get that? Let me show you really fast. All right, so I'm on this website now, cohere.com, and all you do is sign in. All right, and then I just went through the sign-in process with Google. It's gonna ask you a few questions, so just fill this out. And then what you're gonna do is go over here to API keys. Now, you are gonna get this mention. It says you're using a Cohere free account for usage of Cohere API keys and the application is free but limited, right? In order to use Cohere API in applications without trial limitations, just complete a short application form which helps ensure the safety of our community and end users impacted by Cohere models, right? So I'm just using the free one just for this video, right? And then we have trial keys over here. So calls made by using trial keys are free of charge. Trial keys are rate limited and cannot be used for commercial purposes, right? I'm using this for education on the YouTube side of things, but if you do want to go into production, right, make sure you follow all the regulations that Cohere has. So what I'm gonna do is then just go over here and grab your key. You can just click this I over here. I'm not gonna do that. And then just go back over here, go to Reranker Cohere, and then click the pencil icon or create a new one, paste in that API key, and you should be good to go. So now what I'm gonna do is just really quickly think of a document that I want to test this with, and then we'll just go to some of these different nodes and their outputs associated with it so you can see how that works. All right, I will see you guys in a second. All right, guys, so I found my document that I want to use. I also just built out this very basic pipeline. So what we're going to use is this document over here, which talks about Malta trade cards from the early 1900s. So a lot of images, good amount of text. So we're just going to focus on that side of it. I'm using a default data loader over here. We're going to just load in that PDF document, basic recursive character text splitter, chunk size 600, overlap 150. Embeddings, again, we're going to use small over here. So make sure that is 1-to-1. What we're going to do is upload this document really quick. So execute this workflow. We're going to choose our PDF document. So I have this under downloads. Cool. So that is in over here. I'm just going to click submit. It's been submitted and it's just going to go through over here. And you can see it says 70 items on there. And then if I go over here and refresh this, it should be populated in Rush Small. And you can see this is only showing top 10 over here, but the firm issued series of sets, 1931, a set of 50 black and white photos, right? So we have all of our chunks across the board, and you can see a much larger sections over here, right? So what we're going to do next is we're going to test this one out. So let me think of a few questions and we'll be right back with those. All right, so I came up with a question I wanted to ask, and I'm saying, tell me about the royalty and celebrity set from Malta. That's this small paragraph over here. I actually have a few of these cards, so it'd be kind of interesting to see what it can grab over here on this side of things. Not a lot of information, but it is, a smaller paragraph in a 33-page document. So my goal is to have it go through over here, grab 20, and then the re-ranker grabs the 4 most relevant on this side of things. AI agent wise, I just put something super basic. Again, I would probably write this a little bit better for something in production. And then again, with their Pinecone tool, I said use this tool for research into Malta cards. Again, I'd probably write something different fully, but let's open our chat and let's get started. So what I'm gonna do is just grab this and we'll see what happens across the board. So you can see it goes into OpenAI chat model. Pinecone store goes back to this Reranker, goes to our AI agent, and let's see what our results are. And then we'll take a look at what each of these nodes are doing too. All right, so it says, here's what I can find about the Malta royalty and celebrities material from the Pinecone index. Summary, right? Format, about 112 unnumbered, very colorful card, plain backs. So we go over here, and it says 112 unnumbered cards. So, which is very colorful. Yep, it definitely is. Structure, right? At first, it says date, circa 1908. It says issued in 1908, also correct. And then has the division of the set, right? Royalty, musicians, painters, writers, inventors. So 64, 13, 10, 16, 9. 64, 13, 10, 16, and 9. Awesome. Actually, I have some Atlam cards as well. So I don't know if it's 519 cards or not. You can see over here, it says Atlam, a few sets were issued in 1924, besides the 519 celebrities already. So it actually picked up this one as well, which is actually kind of cool. One card, that larger set, 65, caused controversy, is a depicted actress, right? Different set on that side of things. Yeah, that's not really a relevant chunk. And then it has a little bit more information over here on that side. But really, it got the information about that set, and we could probably prompt it to, only give us the results that we specifically wanted. But, now let's take a look at what's happening. Increase the size over here. I'm going to move this over and we can take a look. Okay, so going over here, you can see for the Reranker Cohere, we have our input on this side of things. And each of these documents over here, these are all the chunks. And you can see it goes all the way down into document 19. But again, it starts at 0. So there's 20 in general. And then you can see the output on this side of things. So what we have is responses. So then you can see responses 0, 1, 2, and 3. And why that happening, right? You can see top N, right? And again, you can see exactly what's being grabbed on the side of things. So again, we're going from 20 chunks now into 4. And each of these also have a relevance score. So this has a relevance score of 0.78. And it says of 112 unnumbered cards, royalty and celebrities, which is very colorful. The set was issued in 1908, divided into 5. So this is obviously a super relevant chunk. This kind of gave the answer on the side of things. When the Malta's first. So I don't think this is too much of a relevant chunk, although it says 519 cards with an adopted title of celebrities. So it's picking up that I'm talking about celebrities, right? Royalty and celebrities. It just picks up celebrities over here. So relevance score is a little bit lower, 0.57. Let's see what this next chunk. Oh, the Maltese cards. I'm most interested to see new cards not being listed. Worship and celebrity. So this isn't relevant. It still has a pretty high relevancy score. And then our last one over here, 50 cards, number 43 not issued. Again, this one really wasn't relevant on that side of things. And it has a relevancy score of 0.48. But you can see the most relevant chunk has 0.78 across the board, right? We went through all these 20, we narrowed it down into 4. And just to show you, again, all these nodes, right? The Reranker, show you those responses, which we just covered. We go to the Pinecone vector store. We have these responses now. So this is the first one over here, 2, 3, 4, which shared with you. And then it gets fed into our AI agent over here. Here's what I can find about the set. So you can see over here, that's our response in the chat session. I went into OpenAI over here twice. So first time over here, tool calls. Second time, grabs our information. And then we have our embeddings over here. And this is going to go to 1535 across the board, right? So that is essentially it. Again, the huge benefit of using Reranker. The first one is you're going to get more accurate result. You essentially have more chances to get the correct info when you're doing RAG. In addition, it can give you the relevance score for all of those chunks. So in this example, we looked at 20 over here, and then we narrowed it down into 4 with the top n, right? And in traditional, without the Reranker, we'd only put like this into 3 or 4. So this just, again, just gives us more opportunities to grab chunks that we think could be the answer. It goes into the Reranker, it looks those over, assigns a relevancy score, and then gives you whatever the results are based off of top n. And remember, you can't send everything into a large language model from your documents. There's cost increase on that side of things where this is cheaper. And lastly, right, details can be lost in these very long context windows. So while these companies brag about them, might not always be the best use case. So that is essentially it for the Reranker. Really easy addition into your AI agent if you're already doing a RAG search. And I would just recommend adding that in over here. It literally takes 2 seconds. Thanks guys for watching this video. If you found it valuable, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're making other RAG videos as well as n8n videos here, publishing like anywhere from 3 to 5 videos a week. Full playlist as well. So if you want to start RAG in the beginning or learn more about n8n, tons of videos here on the channel. Catch you in another video.